Hello and welcome to the International Pentagon Challenge. My name is Kyanite and together we'll be embarking on a very special Football Manager journey where we'll aim to try and win every major international competition in all 5 continents, forcing our hand to play with hundreds of different types of players and most importantly hopefully create loads of awesome different types of tactics along the way. Once that's complete, only then are we allowed to set our sights on the biggest of all goals, the FIFA World Cup. How many nations will we have to manage until we work our way to the top? How many dodgy names will we have to pronounce along the way? So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hopefully we're going to have a lot of fun along the way. Alright, hello everyone, welcome to episode 79 of the International Pentagon Challenge, and somehow we are still in this World Cup. Spoiler alert, we were 2-0 down to Argentina and somehow won 4-3 in the World Cup second round. And now we have to play England. But at this current moment in time, I cannot emphasise how much a win against England would leave this World Cup open for us. It's Japan versus Iran in the other quarterfinal, and Sweden beat Germany on penalties. I mean, England winning a penalty shootout against France, and then Germany losing a penalty shootout. 2034 has gone completely bonkers. And then the Brazilians got knocked out by the Dutch. So obviously that means the quarterfinals are Japan, Iran, Mexico, England, Croatia, Netherlands, Colombia, Sweden. I mean, out of all these teams here, it's probably only England and Netherlands you'd consider as genuine top teams. So if we can beat England and then we have to play either Japan or Iran, we can find ourselves in a World Cup final. But look, let's focus on actually beating England first. Now, I've mentioned this in the last episode, but we have obviously played England. I mean, I say we played England. It was 2 years ago now, reflecting back on it. But, you know, these games happen so quickly that I often forget. But yeah, let's do this. Here we go then. So our team is exactly as one would expect. Morales comes in at left back because our usual starting left back is obviously suspended. Rosenthal starts up front for England, not quite as pacey as I remember him, 32 years old now. Am I in his favourite personnel? No, I'm not. That's a shame. They've got this Hill fella up front. Ben Hill plays for Man United, who looks really, really good. He certainly wasn't there when I was England manager. We got Sam Jones playing in midfield as well. Still actually playing at Man City. Great technical player he is. Sam Perkins, I think he's called, yes, on the right-hand side. Oh my god, he looks really good. Kingsley Eze on the left-hand side, who's right-footed, which means it's an inverted wing-back. Callum Steele, who's now suddenly black. Or is this a... Oh, actually, I think this could be a different Callum Steele to the one I remember. Because I think my Callum Steele had 2 L's. Or he may not have had 2 L's, and this is the same Callum Steele, but he's now got a bit of a tan. Slater at right-back. I mean... Look, we don't know most of these players. Apparently, Alex Hall is now England's main goalkeeper. I brought him in when he was a youngster. I'm not sure if I handed him his debut either. Can't remember. Anyways, in terms of what we're going to do tactically, we're just going to treat it the same way we treated the Italian and Argentinian game. Really, they both turned out quite different because the Italian game we kind of stuck to what we were doing because it was somewhat working, didn't actually tweak that much. Whilst against Argentina, as opposed to Italy, we did actually have to tweak a little bit here and there and go a little bit more attacking. And then once they went down to 10 men, that worked wonders for us. But again, most of the goals we scored against Argentina came from set pieces, so there weren't really anything we did tactically. I do feel, though, like as long as we can keep the wide men quiet, we can take advantage of the numerical advantage we have centrally. Omar Martinez comes in that should hopefully protect the back 2 from the 2 target men up front. Here we go then, Mexico versus England. When we were 2-0 down against Argentina, I'm not going to lie, I did not see this coming, but we made history, and here we are. Let's see what we can do. It is Iturbe once again. All I do is slag him off, yet he still somehow finds himself really starting up front for me. It was an option to go with the young lad, but I think Iturbe's not been too bad at this World Cup. He's bagged a few assists. He's not necessarily bagged any goals, but You know, he's a bit of experience up front. I feel like the pacey youngster will probably be a little bit better for us up against this quite a pacey back four for England, maybe in the second half once they start to tire a little bit. I'm wary with regards to the two strikers up front, how wide England are playing, and how easily it probably will be for them, oh God, to get the better of our own defence exactly like that. So we're going to need to basically keep an eye on whether or not our narrow formation can deal with what England are going to be throwing at us. Hall to Okoye, finds Perkins, who hoofs it forward towards Hill. Yeah, he's going to whip it into Rosenthal now. It's the name of the game there for the English, and we need to figure out some sort of game plan to deal with it, and I don't feel like what we've currently got is going to be what we're looking for. So I've actually set us to play a little bit wider, told us to retain possession a little bit, because we've not actually seen too much of the ball so far. And I'm actually going to tell Zamudio in particular to man mark Sam Perkins down that right hand side and Rincon to man mark their left midfielder. I think that's something, if my memory serves me correct, something I did when we played them 2 years ago. It just basically ensures that our central players take better care of their wider players. But England have a corner. Perkins is going to cross this ball in, and once again, England really should be 2-0 up here. We've struggled to really get out of our own half, yet we find ourselves 30 minutes in. Now, England concede a lot of their goals between the 30th and the 45th minute, so I think now is a good bet to gamble. There, I've done it. We're going to go a little bit more direct ourselves, and yeah, we're gonna take that gamble, I think. And I'm gonna tell Hernandez to attack, because most of the English attacks have actually come down the left-hand side, where they know that Morales isn't our first choice left back, and it looks like most of their kind of moves and attacks are coming down that left-hand side. We did it against Argentina, where we didn't necessarily play well. There's no reason why we can't do it against the English. Rendon to Hernandez, finds Rincon. Colin now with a direct ball forward to Iturbe, who can play Ruiz through, who for some reason passes it straight into the hands of Hall. But it's another chance for us. Martinez to Colin. I really wish Martinez would recover fitness-wise, because, I mean, he didn't even start the last game, and he's only on 80%, and he starts this game because, to be fully honest, I kind of need him. Okoye with the tackle. Iturbe picks it up, finds Colin, who threads it through. Zamudio now shoots, and it's just wide of the target, and we are starting to knock on that English door. But I don't, at the same time, want to concede prior to half-time. So we can see how close Rincon there got to the winger. That's what England are trying to do, trying to get the ball wide. And Colin really stands on the ball there and loses it in a terrible position. Hill threads through Rosenthal, and we've just led to our own downfall, but that's a fantastic save from Gomez. It is all kicking off now, this game, isn't it? It kind of reminds me of, I can't remember what it's called now, it was when England are playing 4-4-2, and they're actually up against the Mexicans. And here we are up against England in 2034, who are playing 4-4-2. Martinez is cream crackered here, so he's going to have to come off. We've utilised him for the first half. It's really a bit of it's a difficult decision for me now in terms of what I want to do. I feel like maybe going for a half-back to deal with the two strikers, someone who's good aerially. I'm thinking Oscar Trujillo, because he normally plays centre-back. So if he plays here, he can play defensive mid as well. We play him as a half-back. It will then give our full-backs a little bit more of a licence to go forwards. I mean, Hernandez will certainly push forwards a little bit more, and maybe that'll help us kind of, get the ball forwards a little bit more likely to Ruiz and Iturbe. We'll drop back down to standard now, because we're no longer within that kind of honeymoon period where we think and feel like we can score a goal. But I am wary of the fact that going attacking did actually generate more chances from us, so that is something we could revert back to. Look at him out wide there, look at him out wide. Use the extra man if we can. Lovely ball from Colin, but I mean, it was a lovely ball and all that, but it wasn't really the right ball. Rosenthal drops deep, and England go again. That was obviously Hernandez who pushed up down that right-hand side. Let's see how things develop, and it feels like he's constantly there, but he's not really got anyone to pass to him. We can tell the lads to try and abuse that right flank. We're giving this ball away in midfield. Good tackle from Rendon. Hill, though, will pass to Cleverley, who finds Eze down the left-hand side. It's cleared by Morales. Why is the goalkeeper not saved that? Rosenthal scores with a header. Goalkeeper should be keeping that out, I think. I really do feel like the goalkeeper should be keeping that out. I really do. And now we're going to have to change things back around again and go a little bit more attacking. Such a bad goal to concede that. Honestly. It's only one, though. It's only one. It's not the end of the world yet. Penalty. England have undone us in just like the first 5 minutes of this second half here. Gomez has saved one penalty already at the World Cup, but he's not going to save another. England are going to knock us out of the World Cup. Unless we have some sort of comeback planned, like obviously we had against Argentina. But it doesn't matter because England are probably going to make it 3-0 now. Perkins had a phenomenal game, and as an England fan, I am somewhat happy to see it. I got a funny feeling that England are probably going to win this. You know what I mean? If they can beat Holland, it feels like Holland are really their only main opposition, then this very well could end up being England's tournament. Iturbe is through on goal. Rincon is going to pick it up, strikes the ball wide. And again, similar scenario where if we can get one goal back, we can go a little bit more offensive, start throwing more men forwards, and the game might look very different. But currently, it's very difficult to see us grabbing a goal from somewhere. We're going to start hoofing the ball forwards and see if we can force a goal of some sort. But, you know, I've not exactly got my hopes up. 75th minute. Time to go overload maybe. Not much seems to be happening. And where the Argentinians failed, the English seem to have succeeded. And the Mexicans are going to be going home. Disappointing, obviously. I don't think we've necessarily played a poor game. The penalty really... Oh, no. Oh, come on. Down your line, lad. Gonzalez. That's not the right ball to play. We've still got an opportunity. It's still alive. Hernandez. Why have you shot from there, Hernandez? I mean, the penalty really was what killed it off. The penalty. Rosenthal, fair play to him. I brought him into the England setup and he scored a goal. He's come back to haunt me a few years later. But it was that penalty that was really the icing on the cake for England. Unless we can grab a goal here. No. It's put wide. We've created more chances. But yeah, we're going home. So we weren't really expecting to win the World Cup. We did well to get past Argentina. But maybe, just maybe, we've just given England a chance to actually win another World Cup. We need to be able to capitalise on this. We have to score from this. One consolation, something for the Arriba fans who have travelled all this way. And straight into the hands of Alex Hall. There we go. Disappointing, but hey, look. You know, we've not come to Mexico to win the bloody World Cup. We've come to Mexico to maintain our job until the next Gold Cup. And I think with what we've built, with some of the performances we've shown, not just against these big teams, but the performances we've shown against like America and Canada and the teams within our continent, I feel really confident now that come the next Gold Cup, we are going to win it and we are going to basically chalk off North America from our list of continents to conquer. Okay, here we are then. So England have reached the World Cup final and they've got Japan. So it would feel a lot better after getting knocked out by England if they went on to win this World Cup. It would feel very sour if my ex-team in Japan went on to win the World Cup. Japan have won the World Cup! Japan have won the 2034 World Cup. England bottled the final. England made it to a World Cup final and lost to Japan. I mean, they're both my ex-teams. Hitoshi Sakakaki. You see, can I just say that this is something that really annoys me about the reputation system that's just really broken on Football Manager. So this guy, you know, he's just won the World Cup and he's got 1.5 star rating. It doesn't make sense. He just bloody won the World Cup. Japan, my ex-team, have just won the World Cup. That's just happened. England somehow find a way to piss us off again. Yeah, while we were probably going to win biggest overachievers, Japan have now nicked it. It will probably mean that jobs like the Spain job and stuff will become available, which are very tempting. I'll tell you why they're tempting, because look at some of these ages of some of our better players. Like our average age is about 28. But I think we'll give Mexico at least the next Gold Cup, because yeah, it feels like the right thing to do. If we can maybe find a few more youngsters and lower the average age down like that, we might be alright. But yeah, England have managed to somehow lose in the World Cup final to Japan. The Mexican FA have allowed us to keep our job. I'd say overall, mission accomplished. I just wish England had won that World Cup, because it would have made defeat a little bit sweeter. But we beat Italy, we beat Argentina. You'd think we would have beat England, but we didn't. But for some reason, Japan can. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm not sure when I'll see you guys next. It will probably be at the next Gold Cup. And until then, goodbye.